Morning. This is Marissa coming to you live. It is Wednesday, I think. So if you're watching this live, make sure you're typing live in the comments. And if you're catching this on the replay, please make sure you're typing replay in the comments and come back, show you some love, and thank you for checking in with me. So the lies that we tell ourselves, right? So I am currently reading a book. I don't remember the name of it. But it's by a woman, Jess. Her name is Jess Baker, and she's a body love advocate. I believe that's the right term. But it's a really great book. And in this particular chapter about loving yourself and whatever, she discusses how she's a plus-size woman, and she discusses how once she realized that, you know, she could get the thing she wanted just because she's on a bigger body doesn't mean that she can't get the guy, you know, the hot guy. Doesn't mean that she can't get the job that she wants. Just because she's in this plus size body does not mean she can't get all the things that she wants, because she still shows up in this world, she's still a human in this world, and she still has value. And when she figured that out, it really empowered her. I'll drop a link to the book in the comments. And it made me think that just, you know, her book is in regards to the size of her body and the limitations that she felt she had because of her body. But the reality is, that's just one example. There's things about ourselves that we all, I think we all have something, or even multiple things about ourselves that we feel limit us in so many different aspects of our life, in so many different ways, right? For her, it's her body. For someone else, you know, maybe it's, I don't know, it could be anything. Maybe they have a learning disability. Maybe they have a physical issue. Maybe, you know, it's the way they cope with things or the way they handle things. We all have these hang-ups about ourselves, but the reality is that those hang-ups do not have to limit us from anything. That's all in our heads. So I have some examples, if this is a little bit difficult to wrap your head around, that I wanted to share, right? So this past weekend, I went and visited my mom and my sister for Mother's Day. We were talking about how it was weird because my mom and my sister are like standing here and me and my husband are standing here, right? And the reality is, hey, good morning. The reality is we were in her backyard, which is huge and open, right? So instead of us standing there, right, which kind of insinuated we weren't going to stay and visit, we could have taken her lounge chairs, because remember, we're outside, with our masks, whatever, and sat on either side of her patio, and we would have been more than 6 feet apart. And we could have stayed and hung out, you know? Or we could have given each other quick hugs if we wanted to. But we didn't, and that was the choice that we made because we didn't feel safe doing that. So whether your feelings on this whole thing separate and aside, the moral of the story is those were choices that we made. We decided to interact in that way because we felt that that was the safest way for us. But that's what we told ourselves. That's what we told ourselves. There are other things that we could have done, and we chose to do it that way. Does that make sense? Drop me some hearts. Bubble up some hearts. Drop me some hearts in the comments if that makes sense. Your only limitations are the way that you see the things. We're just going over examples for anyone dropping on, right? J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter. I don't know if those of you know, before she wrote Harry Potter, or maybe when she wrote Harry Potter, no, she was living in her car. She was poor, living in her car. She wrote Harry Potter. Now she's one of the only, you know, now she literally dropped off of one of the lists of like the richest people because of all the donations she's making and all the good that she's making with her money from Harry Potter, right? We all know the story of Michael Jordan. Everyone overlooked him. Now Michael Jordan pretty much defines basketball, right? The Beatles, one of the guys that overlooked the Beatles ended up killing himself because he was so fucked up over the fact that he didn't sign the Beatles and now they're the Beatles. So when you think about the things that you want to do and those limitations or those things that are holding you back, telling you all these stories is not to make you feel bad, you know, because we're all going to say, I can't do that. That's not me. I'm not capable of that, right? Drop me a 2 in the comments if you're someone who thinks that or has those thoughts that, you know, these things happen to other people. I'm not built for this. It's never going to happen to me, right? Drop me a 2 in the comments if you've had that feeling or experience before about something. We all have that, but the reality is that's our own limitations. There's no one putting those on us. And if there are people putting those on us, who fucking cares? Because that's another choice that we get to make. We get to make the choice if we believe that person or not. If we're going to say, yes, the things that they say, do, and believe are more important or have more value than the things I want to say, do, and believe. And that's just not true. Most of you guys know that I'm a partner in a naturally based hair care company, right? The number one earner in our company is dyslexic. She's dyslexic. So, you know, at first thought, you might think, well, you know, how is she going to post on the internet if she can't read? How is she going to read all this information? And how is she going to read all these trainings? How is she going to be able to do all these things with this limitation? And the answer is because she fucking wants to. Because she said, I'm going to do it. And she did it. Because no one else was paying her bills. And she realized that she put the value in herself, that if she wants to do it, she can do it. So I feel like I've been rambling. I'm going to wrap this up. Please make sure you're dropping some hearts if this resonated with you. Please make sure you're bubbling up all those hearts. Feel free to share this out if you feel like someone else needs to hear this. But there's a lot of things that the world is going to throw at you. And whether or not you believe any of it, that's on you. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's really hard. But the reality is the shit that the world throws at you, anything that's thrown at you, you are playing an active role. You get to make choices, even when it feels like you don't, even if your choices suck, you get to make choices. And make sure those choices are not based on the lies that you tell yourself. Because you can do anything you want to do. Hear those words. You can do anything you want to do. And I know that sounds kind of lame, but really it's the truth. It's a matter of what you're willing to do and what lies you believe. So I encourage you to stop believing the lies and the bullshit and believe in yourself, which is not easy, 100%, but that's the way to get the things. So again, thank you for watching. If you caught this live, make sure you type live. If you're catching the replay, please make sure you type replay. Make sure you bubble up those hearts. Make sure you drop those comments. And feel free to share this out if anyone needs to hear it. And as always, feel free to message me. I'm more than happy to support you. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.